Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Lion's Den. In this video, we're going to have a look at some royal battles. My guild got promoted last season, so we're now in royals. We just had our first full week. It was a bit painful, not going to lie. In the week, we had two very strong guilds in Griffin, who are like a top 5 guild, and CA, I won't say their full name, but they won Royals last season. That one was a rough day. So we're just going to go over some of the battles of this week, show you some things, and maybe give you some ideas on where you should invest later on. Because I mean, these guys are top of the lot. These are the teams that are the best. So let's have a look. So as you can see, this is what most people in Royals calendars look like. You get beat by about 10 guilds and you might have some close games. We had a close game against Camelot, Haven, and the Asian Guild. I can't remember what they're called now. Obviously, we won that one, but the two in between, Griffin and Guild 671273132, who got renamed because they had a name next to didn't like, so they got changed, which was interesting. So let's have a look at a couple of the battles from the more closer games, and then we'll work on the Griffin and the higher one. In general, these guys were pretty close to us in power. I think this was one of the higher guys. As you can see, it's like 2.7 mil. And one guy that's attacking at the moment is about 2.6. As you can see, Somna's being used now. Everyone's testing them out. Doesn't look like it's done much against Iris, which is interesting. I thought Somna would turn her into a sheep. Let's have a look at the three battles here. Is Iris just going to blow them up even with Somna? There's the instant Iris sheep. But apparently not enough. Yeah, just gets absolutely nuked. I still might have to fully invest in an Iris because you can see the damage is just ridiculous. So look at the damage on that one. Yeah, I mean, it's a 183k Iris, which is absolutely insane. I do think with the new rings that are on sale at the moment, because we've had the 5th and 6th item unlocked, I think, and one of them is a ring, and now heroes are hitting 200k, which is crazy. I can barely hit like 120. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So we've got a Twins Folio Leanne Rufus, which is quite an annoying one. Definitely a different team on attack here, but Kayla Smash. Oh, no. Kayla Smash second time? Ooh, Leanne slept. Folio Bomb. Cool, I mean, that definitely could have gone sideways, I reckon, because once you get some stuns in and you stop Kayla doing damage, Kayla into Leanne is definitely an interesting strategy. It worked, so I mean, who am I to judge? But yeah, interesting one. You see a lot more twins now, especially with like Polaris and stuff like that. As you can see, Kayla did eventually do the damage. 190k Kayla. Krista even. Damn. So yeah, interesting one. Next we've got the kind of dodge team with Yasmin and Gus, and we've got like an aggressive progress team with Polaris and Lara. So that should, I'm guessing that's going to be some crazy upfront damage. Yeah, look at that. That's just from Seb, Lara, and Isaac just working together. I mean, I presume Yasmin will get the jump. Oh, just gets the ult ups in time. I mean, if Julius didn't get the ult up, then that might have been a different story. But yeah, once you take down the Yasmin, that is game over. There you go. I mean, Polaris has massively counted Octavia now, so it's no surprise. But as you can see, that is some big numbers. 190k Lara, I think that's basically max. It's got to be in it. Has to be, so yeah. On to the next one. Another quite even battle, but we've got another Somna defense at the bottom there, so I thought I'd show this one. This is relatively even power. We've got Satori into an interesting team with Peach, Gus, Judge, and Yasmin, which is a bit interesting. I presume Satori is just going to absolutely nuke them, because Judge's shields alone is not going to do the trick against Satori, that's for sure. I mean, Yasmin's nearly dead already. There's a tutorial with the Celeste help's always going to help. Yeah, and just nuke. That's not too surprising. With just Judge, yeah, that wasn't too much of a surprise. I think we saw that one coming. I mean, if you want to see damage, it was obvious where that was going. Next we have, okay, we have one half of the twins. We've got Lars with Polaris Tempest. To be fair, I've done this. I've used this kind of team before. Lars with Polaris can actually do a really big amount of damage. But we've got like a progress line with Folio and Polaris. A very strong line. You can see in my videos before that this kind of team, Jorgen helps obviously, just shut down the magic users, hopefully in time. I mean, I think Polaris will get the ult off before. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, that folio damage is nuts. That's a crazy amount of damage. But you can see in that replay that Zisha actually took enough damage that she was going to ult. Let's have a look. But then I think she gets stunned by Polaris, which stops her ulting. Here. There you go. Gonna ult. Get stunned by the Polaris freeze in front. I mean, if not for that, Zisha might have one-shot someone, but I mean, the timing worked out clearly. The last line we have is another Somna line. We've got Somna with Lara, Octavia, and Folio. Another interesting line. I mean, with Somna being a new hero, she is vulnerable to the likes of Oya and Zisha, who are going to one-shot her, so it's not too surprising to see Zisha used. I mean, Folio did get 2.1 million damage off in this team, so that's definitely interesting. I think people are still experimenting with Somna. I haven't seen her much outside of countering Kayla. Might use that as another video to see if she's used at all elsewhere. Because at the moment it's just, oh, she counters Kayla, cool. That's it. A Gus tank's interesting. There's the Gus. Oh, then we have Zisha. Sorry, I just had a train. So Foley has gathered them a bit. Another Gus ult. Lara ults. Ooh, look at the damage on that. Zisha tries one-shotting someone. Doesn't work. Is the Mirror God going to blow them all up? To an extent. I mean, again, this might have gone awkward if the timings hadn't been as accurate as they were. But yeah, overall, I mean, these teams can get low, but they come back together with aid and healing and stuff like that anyway. So let's move on to the bigger guilds. This was a roughly 400k hit up, I think. As you can see, 3 teams over 900k, 1 even close to 950. That's mental. As you can see, this third lineup seems to be quite a nice one. Seems to counter quite a lot of these. I think that's nearly the same team as the previous one. So let's have a look at this one first, the top one. We have a bit of a mixture here. We've got Yasmin tank. Oh, and that's Yasmin dead. I'm going to presume that's Peach, because Mojo dies, but Peach hits so hard at the beginning. Yeah, as you can see there, especially with Lara as well. But no need to use Polaris, which is always a bonus, so you can use her elsewhere. The damage on that. Oh, Cascade as well. Yeah, a very upfront damaging team, which makes sense to be fair, because I use upfront damage against AXA teams because they just can't handle the damage, so it's not surprising. Next we have what seems to be quite a stall line, I would imagine, with Gus, Leanne, Aiden, Julius, and Kayla. But we've gone for like an AXA version with the Mushy tank. Here we have the damage there. As you can see, Zisha and Mushy doing most of the damage. Kayla does get a bit of damage, so expect this to get a little bit dicey when Kayla gets her damage off, but I mean, a massive Kayla is horrible to play against normally anyway. So, Kayla jumps. She is in the middle there somewhere. There you can see her. She doesn't get too much damage off. Now Mushy's going to ult, gives them some armor. Zisha's about to ult. Zisha blasts Kayla. Yep. And then the Tempest ult. Yeah, then Kayla's dead. And the shrooms have just been slowly working on Julius the whole time. That's why Mushy's great. Like, you don't see her damage coming, and then after like 30 seconds, suddenly the shrooms start doing damage, and before you know it, like the team's been crushed. Oh, Kayla did come back alive. That's an interesting one. I mean, that's like a, what, 180k? 40k even. The top one was biggest one there. Yeah, again, we've got a Lars with, there seems to be a, like I said, a combo before. And we're using the same line, so it seems to hit up quite well. Because Folio is going to drag them together. Jorgen will ult. Ooh. Jorgen ult, Folio ult, Judge ult. Oh, that gets dicey. One more Folio ult will do the job. But yeah, that again, I mean, when you're hitting up 130, 140k, things like that is going to happen. It's going to get a bit risky. Lars got his damage off very quickly, so that's interesting. Here we have around a 300k hit up, it seems, I think. So we've got at least 100k most teams difference, so that's interesting. The top one we've got Satori with Tempest and Zisha. Julius and Isaac makes sense. Isaac will shield everyone in front, so him being in the line is clever. Julius being Julius. But welcome to Iris. Oh dear. So Iris, there's the Satori ults, but not going to do any damage because there was no foxes up because they haven't had time. Zisha ults Rufus. Yeah, and then the team just gets taken out one by one. Julius will die eventually. Zisha ults Rufus again. And then, yeah, whittles down. Definitely an interesting team, especially with Mojo and the shrooms. So we have Yasmin with Gus, and we've gone for a Somner again. Octavia and Salel, so that's quite a hard defensive line. But Satori just nuked. No surprise to see Polaris with them because Polaris is such a decent counter to Octavia. Let's have a look how this went down. I think we know how this is going to go, but I presume they're not going to kill Yasmin before she ults. Unless she gets stunned. Oh, so 3 of the team just got sheeped. Salel, Polaris, and Satori. Astaroth gets his ult up. Yeah, the Jorgen ult. That just makes a huge difference. So Polaris, Satori, goodbye defense team. Oh, Jorgen turns to attack Yasmin. But yeah, eventually they got through. But again, that could be dicey. That's just Yasmin tank teams for you. They can be very RNG heavy, and you just never know when she's going to jump depending on how much damage you do to her. So the last team we've got is a Folio, Rufus, Kayla, Aiden, Lars. Definitely a different team, but again, you can see Lars being used purely for the damage and the displacement. And we've gone for like another AXA version, I guess. So let's have a look. Kayla's going to jump, get stopped by Leanne. Folio. Did Folio get the O off? Oh yeah, the Folio was at the front there. I didn't even see that. Yeah, slowly but surely they just... Why so many people about on a Sunday? Chill out. Yeah, then just slowly but surely takes them out. So you can see the same kind of pattern for the teams that are being used for attack, which is interesting. Here we have around a 200k difference. I think this is about 2.4 into 2.6. But again, I mean, even on the defense, you can again see the same kind of heroes and the same kind of comps. So you're seeing, I guess, what the meta is. And you're also seeing kind of the same attack teams. Obviously, some very minor differences, but apart from that, I mean, you can see the situation of how everything is going at the moment. It seems to be a very mage meta at the moment. But let's have a look at this one. So we've got Satori with, well, this is just a complete anti-mage attack team here. You've got Cornelius, Thea, Jorgen, Morrigan, and Satori. And this Satori ult is going to hurt. So many cards today, sorry about that. Yeah, so you can just see, I mean, it's a bit dodgy, to be fair, to say the least. But that second Satori ult should do the job. Yeah, there you go. Again, Satori used so much, but you can see why. If Satori gets the ult off, it's over. That's basically it. Look at Leanne just surviving by herself for like 40 seconds. Let's quickly fight through these. So we have another like an AXA combo with Tempest Tank against Twins, Aiden, Mushy, and Tempest. Again, you can see the kind of teams that are being used. Mushy Tank seems to be a very common thing, which is interesting. So Mushy is quite close there. Folio is going to ult now. Right in the middle of the team. Zisha pops Lars, and Folio is about to drop. Obviously, Krista's going to survive because Krista's Krista. She's basically a tank in this game at the moment. But yeah, you can see how that's going now. And yeah, interesting. Last but not least, let's have a look at damage. Yeah, you guys can have a look at that if you need to. So the last one we're going to have is another Yasmin dodge team. More aggressive one because you've got Sebastian, but not much damage is coming out of this team, so this is going to be interesting. Wow, that damage on Julius. Wow. Yeah, that's a wow. That's a lot of upfront damage. That was impressively quick, I'm not gonna lie. Damage kind of shared around, everyone was just doing damage up front, basically. For the last one, let's look at a different battle. So we're gonna look at the third one here. Turtles, Iris, Somna, Dorian, and Tempest. I don't know if Somna and Dorian were really needed for this, because I presume Iris is just going to kill them all. I feel like the other heroes were just absolutely pointless. But let's have a look. I mean, like I said, I just haven't seen Somna used really effectively outside of just countering Kayla. Got that turtle damage though, and there's Iris, and yeah, they're just gonna die. I'm gonna go and see if I can find anything with Somna and a big team for the last one. I found one Somna team. This was against the guys that actually won Royals last season. You can see about an 80k difference. So let's have a quick look. Yeah, Zisha just doing a boatload of damage. Kayla's going to just get sheeped all the time. Let's have a look. Here's the jump. There's the sheep. Oh, everyone's being a sheep. Zeri, Oya, Kayla. Even Aiden at the back's getting sheeped. Everyone's getting sheeped. So much stuff going on. Kayla's now in the middle. Kayla's now dead. And then Zisha's going to start one-shotting everyone. So yeah, like I said, so far I have not seen Somna being used outside of countering Kayla. So it's going to be interesting. And my battery's low. Thank you for telling me, phone. But yeah, I mean, it works. Be interesting to see in the future, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, that was our first Royal week. As you can see, it hurt a little bit. We actually had some close games. I mean, not against the top guys. Camelot, we literally lost by 4 points, which was horrible. Haven, I think, yeah, we lost by 1 attack. I think the first one didn't go too well. Was it close? No, we had a very bad day on the first day of Royals. But I think against Griffin we did all right. We had to, unfortunately, rush, I think, a couple of attacks at the end. And that just kind of happens. It is what it is. It's Royals. But yeah, overall, it was an interesting week. It's good to see some teams that we haven't seen before, but you can definitely see a pattern in general. But yeah, that was our first week in Royal. Definitely see some of the battles. Obviously, the Duke battles are now gone. We're going to have to go to Royal ones, which, I mean, it's better, so why not? But I hope you like it, guys. Hopefully do this every weekend and show you every Royal week and see how it goes. Let me know in the comments if you want anything specific shown or whatever next season. And we'll see how it goes. Have a great Sunday, guys. I will see you next time.